On it now. Eriphram's going to PB.
All right, here we go.
Go! And as he said, they're off. Now, the opening sequence here, Zelda's basically telling Link that, hey, I'm in prison. Someone come rescue me. So, from there, we go and rescue Zelda, of course.
So we're going to start with everybody's favorite sequence of the game, Escape. Not a whole lot of movement tech going on apart from your normal pumping. So what you're going to do is you're going to see some of these runners possibly what they're going to do is they're going to walk up and left, and they're going to be pushing the directional pad into the wall in which they're going there. And that's going to reset Link's movement pattern, and hopefully they're going to get a lot of 2 pixel movement patterns as far as a 1 pixel.
Basically, they're trying to mash as much as possible, and basically that's it in a nutshell.
So your times in Escape are going to come from good movement, pumping, not getting hit, having an effective ball and chain guard fight, and really just optimal pathing here.
Don't forget not taking a death as well.
Yeah, we definitely don't want that to happen.
Because I'll straight up tell you, taking a death, especially in a tournament race, especially in a race setting in general, it's going to frustrate you and might actually start putting you on tilt very early.
Still very early here. You're not going to see a ton of divergence unless something crazy happens in Escape. These runners are probably going to stay very, very close to each other through this opening sequence.
Very true. I mean, it's Escape. You'll see them all pick up the boomerang, which you'd normally think, why would you get the boomerang? It's not going to help. It's an extra couple seconds. But that boomerang helps us so much because it allows us to stun enemies, get items at a distance, and generally just is a good all-around tool.
And both of our races opted for the 8/, and pretty clean for the most part for both.
Actually, Beheld decided to go for pots. And so did Elminster. So apparently each of our races, some enjoy pots, some enjoy the slashes. Either way, gets the job done.
Wonder if there are any pairs underneath those pots.
Hearts, but pairs would actually sound a lot better.
Sound a lot more delicious, that's for sure.
Well, hey, we do know that Link prefers food now instead of hearts.
We have one gentleman in the chat room saying, may Elminster avoid any despair on this run. And I agree with you, sir. I agree with you, Lucius.
Nice.
Alright, so all of our races are heading towards the secondary part of Escape, which involves pushing a bookshelf and walking through the sewer, where you will encounter a lot of snakes and bats and a lot of things that can jump out of the dark. Yeah.
Not only that, but you'll also see them... Oh, God. You also see them pull a few switches, have Zelda remind them about how to pull a switch. And also, if they're really unlucky, they will get hit back into a text box that they will all try to skip.
Looks like Eriphram, exactly the same thing happened to Eriphram as I said. That mouse jumped out of the dark and, you know, knocked him back a little bit. Oh, and he gets hit by the snake as well. Elminster is going to pull a little bit more ahead here.
Well, it's okay, because at this point in the game, it's hard to actually dodge all of those enemies. So it's generally, you know, considered that as long as you can actually... it's basically as long as you can get through escape, you're good. And Eriphram getting the good rat RNG for picking up his key. And wow, looks like he's actually going to get a sub 6-minute escape, which is something that yours truly still can't even get, but that's a side note.
Eriphram failing to avoid the hit, the extra text box there. I'm going to clock in a 604 escape. Elminster did have a sub 6. Still very, very close, very early.
Agreed, agreed. And at least it's better than actually getting, you know, missing the text box and then the rat hitting you back into the text box trigger.
Can't say I've had that happen, but I suppose that could very well happen, yeah. So interesting.
It's annoying.
So interesting fact here. None of our races encountered this, but if you come into a sanctuary with 1 heart or less, you actually save a little bit of time because the priest will say fewer things to you.
Wow. It almost makes me want to take a lot more damage coming into the sanctuary from now on.
Yep, everyone's taking the safety heart. We all 4 hearts across the board. All of our races are taking absolutely no chances in their races here.
Well, basically, it's the sank heart. It's like, unless you're in, like, the 120 range, you're basically guaranteed to see the Sanctuary Heart in play. It's, what, a 5 to 10 second, you know, time loss to grab that? And it offers so much, you know, safety throughout the entire run.
So what you saw Elminster do on the right here is a thing called double pumping. That allows him to get up the stairs in time to avoid getting hit by that blue guard. You see Eriphram doing the same thing here. Able to slip by the blue guard. Very nicely done.
It's basically the one form of pumping almost every runner does in this game, because it just saves so much time. Because apparently Link loves to stop, you know, partway through walking upstairs. So we basically try to tell him, please don't do that. Just keep moving. And they're all coming up to the Stalfos room, which they should all be able to get beautifully. Essentially, we are despawning a few of those Stalfos to basically make this room a lot easier.
Yeah, the idea behind that is as soon as you cross the center of the room, there's an invisible plane that allows those Stalfoses to start spawning. But if you throw the pot on the spots that they are at, and you walk along the top like they did off the pot, what happens is the top one spawns outside of the room, and the bottom one spawns on top of that pot. So if you kill those first two fast enough, the door opens and off you go.
Which is a very, very, very useful trick on that one. Eriphram opting to boomerang the boat. Oh, wow. Everybody else just chooses to outright kill it. Good on you, Eriphram, for actually, you know, caring about the the Popo's family.
Mchan and Beheld are frame for frame right now. Look at this thing. This is craziness. Beheld having a little bit of trouble with the. Oh, I'm sorry. He did get it. It looked like he was having a little bit of trouble, but.
That's one of those tricks that it can be a little difficult, but there's also a very, very, very easy backup, and there's also 2 hearts in those pots down there to basically allow yourself a bit more time, because killing all those mobs takes a lot more time than it does to try the damage boost a couple times. Now they're all picking up Link's, first major tool of the run, the bow. You will see us, not just us, you will see all of our runners, use that tool throughout the game.
Mchan opting to slash a couple of the popos out of his way to arrow the green Igor. I saw the 20 drop, but it didn't look like he picked it up.
It didn't look like he did. Now, rupees are actually very important early game, and I know that some runners will opt to, I'll explain the different rupee routes after we get done the Armor Knight coming up here.
Elminster had a little bit of trouble in Zelda getting around there, but he pulled it out nicely. But Eriphram caught up a little bit, but oh no, it looks like he got stuck in the double red Igor.
It looks like all of our runners opting for the top right corner strats, which is basically one of the more popular strats for getting rid of these Armor Knights, as it essentially allows you to line up your shots with the Armors coming towards you, allowing you to just basically mow them down. And they're all through the Armor Knights, on their way to Sasrala to show him a green stone and to have him give you his shoes right off his feet.
I don't think he's taking the boots off his own feet there, Magius. I think he's just being like, yo, I'm so impressed by the fact that you were able to take down this palace and its boss. And you know what? I have this ancient pair of footwear right here that lets you run real fast. You know what? I think you're going to need it more than I will.
Yeah, but if they are ancient and so wonderful, why would you have them lying around? Why wouldn't you prefer to go running around?
Sahasrahla is old now. He can't be out there saving the world. Both Mchan and Beheld both going for the Saha rupees. I know that's going to make Greenham very happy.
I know that basically it looks like Eriphram's going to go. It's going to go for the tree pull strats, which hopefully me or my fellow co-commentator will be able to explain when it starts to matter.
Yeah, I can cover the tree rupees, no problem. But it looks like Elminster and Eriphram are both opting for tree rupees, whereas Mchan and Beheld obviously both opted to go back to Saha's hut and make no doubt to the fact they'll have enough money to pay off the greedy monkey Kiki.
Oh, not just that, they also have bomb strats, which, well, at least Beheld will, which is actually a very useful tool with beating Landmolus, the next boss.
I wonder if Beheld will treat us to the bomb climb on the Death Mountain there.
Don't know, but that is amusing that they both got the book at the same time, and that they're both moving down and dodging the guard together and proceeding to the next screen. Wow, that is a very good sync.
Yeah, Mchan and Beheld are very, very, very tight. And whereas Eriphram is a few screens behind, but still, again, very early. Anything can happen. But Elminster does have about a 15-20 second lead on Eriphram right now.
Yes, but that lead can vanish real quickly thanks to Landmolus.
Very, very true.
And right now you'll see Link playing to the gods on our lower races screen. And the gods just basically say, okay, we'll just move these three giant heads to, out of the way for you.
Yes, somebody asked in chat, NMG is also no save and quit, and the answer is yes, yes it is.
Although they do have a save and quit category, it is not often run. In fact, I think there's only like 6 people on the leaderboards for it. Okay.
see what happens in the cannonball room here with Elminster.
Okay, I have to point this out yet again. The sink on our bottom races, you know, between the bottom racers, it's just... It's almost like looking at a copy of each of them.
Mchan had a little bit of trouble in the room there, though. And they're back synced again, because Beheld Mchan got a clean dash in, so this is insane.
Yes, it is. Looks like Mchan's taken a, what, would you say 1 second lead?
Yeah, I'd say the lead is too close to call. I would say that. I'd still say they're tied, but yeah, about a second.
Actually, I think they both caught up again.
Mchan going for the 5 rupee pot over the arrow pot, but he's got 26, it looks like.
Generally, if they skip one of the pots, they'll get the other one on the way out. And Mchan just basically made me a higher. But, oh well. Again, the sink. And while Beheld and Mchan are going towards the back out of Desert, both of them opting to not do the most dangerous spin speed in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a sub 130 runner. I don't even do that spin speed. That spin speed is dangerous.
I don't even attempt it either. I don't even attempt it either, man.
And they're back synced again.
When they both watch this VOD, they will most likely laugh their butts off thanks to all the sync. And Elminster lighting all 4 torches, and he's just about to go into Land Mollusk.
Look, that looked like a really good first phase there.
And it looks like Mchan and Beheld are getting a bit of a trolley Moldorm, but...
It looks like Mchan's furthest along in this fight right now. Eriphram getting in there, starting the fight, rolling in, starting the fight. Elminster is the first one to finish. Followed by Mchan next, Beheld still... Oh, I'm sorry, Beheld is still going here. Mchan is going to pick up a little bit of a lead here by a couple of seconds. Eriphram cleaning the fight up. Very nicely done.
Yes, agreed. They're both picking up their pendant of power, as apparently in this game it's the red one that is for wisdom. And coming up, you will see from most likely all 4 of our runners, the most dangerous blitz in the game. Fake flippers. You want to explain that one, D-Rock?
Yep. So fake flippers works by transitioning the scenes to the you transition to the next screen at the same time as jumping off of a cliff. So the game, not knowing how to handle that, lets you just swim without having the flippers.
But it's also a very risky glitch, as if you get hit at all, you have the potential for a soft lock. However, in the group stages of this tournament, there is a provision in place that if that does happen, you can save and quit back to Link's house. However, in the bracket stage, you're required to, you basically must go back to the spot and slash the bush before you may continue.
Yep, they which is good because you don't want people soft locking in the tournament.
I know that's true on that one. Although I have gotten it where I have gotten hit before, And it's putting me back to the point because, you know, ooh, Mchan getting rock blocked.
D-rock blocked. Sorry, Mchan. Didn't mean to do that. Meanwhile, all my brothers rolling down the hill on your head.
And Mchan's got to be careful as he's down to 1 heart.
And just like that, Beheld is caught right back up.
And I'm
Mchan's
going to
get
the old man for the free health.
Mchan's going to get the fill up. Wise move. Better than a death. Beheld. Oh no! Beheld is gonna. Oh no!
Oh god!
Mchan back in the lead.
Just don't. Just take the second and press down. Good. Good. Very good. Because if you try to mash for that, you might actually hit to start at Link's house, and that is a huge time loss.
Yeah, because he'd have to go die again, because he wouldn't be able to just save and quit. He'd have to go take another death.
Agreed. Or attempt to get back to Death Mountain without taking the death.
Or that, yeah.
Mchan and Elminster both in Hera. Elminster taking care of the tile room, while Mchan is just going into it, and Eriphram is taking care of the tile room right now. The longest minute in the game, and the most dangerous minute in the game if you die, because you gotta sit through all this again.
Although there is a very swaggy strat that you can do to really make that.
Oh, Beheld!
No, no. Beheld having all kinds of trouble here.
We all have those days. We all have those days.
The rule that's in place, Cappy Moser, is that you cannot take a death that emulates a save and quit. If you grab a key in a dungeon, you could go die to get hearts if you had 1 heart. So say you... Eriphram taking a death here. So say you get the big key in Hera and you had 1 heart, you could just go run into the Stelphos Knights and take a death, because it's not faster than using the mirror. So that's why it's allowed. Whereas on the overworld, you can get around pretty quick if you do it the other way.
Yes, although it does depend on, you know, where it is on that one, and if you can clearly see if or if not it was intentional. And Elminster picking up a swing pearl, and just a minute, D-Rock. Elminster's just about to face Trollron.
Looked like Eriphram was in that same case there, where it was more or less a strat for him, because he went right upstairs, so he didn't die before getting the big key there.
But missing the bomb jump on Mchan's side. And Elminster's the first to have Moldorm down, which means he will be on his way to pick up his Master Sword from the pedestal.
Eriphram right behind him.
I'm almost tempted to say this, but I guess I will. Get your pedestal emotes in chat.
Lasai. Just kidding.
Well, there is an emote for it, and they will be pulling the pedestal.
Come on, Mchan. Oh, no. Oh, no. Eriphram and Mchan taking down the whirlwind. Hey, there's the pedestal emote.
As you see on Elminster's side, he pulled that tree before starting, starting and picked up 20 rupees. That is due to the prize packs of the tree. Since he has killed 4 enemies but taken damage, it gives you 20 bucks. However, if you pull the tree after that, since it resets after pulling a tree, it will, if you kill 4 enemies without taking damage, it'll give you 80. Which means that he will have enough money to pay off Kiki.
And the tech behind that is that it's something known as a bonus tree. So the idea behind that is if you kill 4 enemies, you get the tier 2 bonus, which is blue rupees, 4 blue rupees. The next tier bonus that is going to be put in place by pulling the tree and getting the 4 blue rupees is you need to kill 4 enemies without taking damage. So as soon as you achieve that, you pull the next bonus tree, which is going to be in Lost Woods, and you get 4 red rupees, which is 80.
So I've got a question for you. What happens if you get hit before then, and you're on the same screen as the original pull tree? Can you still pull it again and reset the count?
I believe you can't. I believe you can only pull it once per screen. So you possibly could go transition and come back. I honestly don't know the answer to that, but it's a possibility. It's a good thought.
Yeah, I've wondered that one, you know, from myself, because getting hit right afterwards is a little eh. But now all 4 of our runners have picked up the Master Sword, and they're on the way to Aghanim.
Greenham coming in with the tech. You have to transition the screen once, so there's your answer. You could reset the count.
Ah, good.
Mchan with bonk central on those 2 bushes there. So if you dash in the middle of 2 bushes, you will bonk them. You will not just dash through them. You will be pushed back.
Think it's too early to start having chat think about the Aghanim blue balls, or should we wait until they're just about there?
Let's give it another minute and a half. Let's see. Once Elminster gets into the chamber where Zelda is, we can start talking about that, and we can take some numbers in chat, see what everybody thinks is going to happen.
Agreed.
Elminster showing us a key dash. So what he did is he walked directly left off the chest, started his dash, and turned upwards. So what that's going to do is that's going to set him a multiple of 4 pixels away from the door, which is what you need for a key dash. You need to dash at the door, have a key, and be a multiple of 4 pixels away from the door for it to work correctly.
It's basically almost every tile in this game is 4 pixels, so it's really easy to actually get that set up.
So basically, from any given spot on the map, you have a 1 in 4 chance of getting a key dash. Luckily, there's a good way around that, as the items scattered throughout the game world are all on 4 pixel grids. All you have to do is dash off something in the room.
Not just that, but you can also swing your sword or dash buffer, if I recall, and
It looks like Eriphram will not be getting the prize pack manipulation today. We failed to cover that, but I'll cover that right now. So the idea behind those fast guards is to kill them with a dash. Killing them with a dash sets their drop rate to 0, which preserves a fairy drop for Turtle Rock. All right, let's see some blue ball guesses in chat here. Elminster is a screen away.
I'm hoping I'd like to see Eriphram catch back up. I'd like to see maybe 6.
6 is a good bet. I'm going to say 3 for Elminster.
I'm hoping we don't see the dreaded 16, but I'm hoping we will at least see at one point in this tournament the godly 0. So
Aghanim will shoot off 4 attacks and then go to the top of the screen and shoot lightning. The good thing to note is that every first attack in a cycle will always be a power ball, or as I call it, a force ball, which can be directed back at the Aghanim to damage him. At that point, you're literally a coin flip away from getting a blue ball at any given time. So we see Elminster at the top of the screen there. He's going up there to cut down on lag frames from Aghanim's lightning.
Correct. And I think Elminster is one hit away from beating Aghanim. And Aghanim down on Elminster's side. I think he had at most 2 blue balls.
The Aghanim does not like it when you direct his shots back at him. The Aghanim gets very angry. That's why Elminster's in the Dark World now. He angered the Aghanim. Emma, please, that's the Aghanim too. Come on. Well, Elminster is on his way to Pod, so if you want to cover the monkey part here,
sure. So I have to say, I think Eriphram just got a 0 blue ball fight.
Very nice.
Okay, so essentially, there is this monkey coming up. He wants 10 rupees for you to follow him, and then 100 to open Pod. Basically, as D-Rock said, we'll either take the $1 rupees or do the pool tree to get the money for Kiki. As well, he's annoying, and he loves to extort money from us. So you will see on Elminster's side going down to get the first key of Pod, then mirroring out and headed further into the dungeon to get the big key.
Alright, so Elminster going through the key routing here, so he's going to pick up 2 small keys. He's done that. Now he's going to go after the big key. After he does that, he's going to mirror back to the start one more time, and he is going to be off to do a nice little trick called the Hammer Out, which involves a double pixel perfect setup, which blows Link across a gap and onto the ledge with the hammer chest.
And is it a 45 seconds or is it a minute time save? I forget which it is.
I think it's about 45 seconds, but I'm not 100% on that.
I know either way, if you don't get the hammer jump, you're going to go down to the pod basement, and truth be told, you're ideally going to maybe collect some of those blue rupees, as it does help later on in the run, so you don't have to take time out of your way to get either the Bombable Hut 300 rupees or the Sea House.
Yeah, C-shaped house. So the idea is if you do go downstairs to go get the hammer and whatever, the idea is to pick up enough rupees to get to 200. That's the idea. So you're skipping one of the chests in Dark Kakariko. Elminster failing his first step to hammer up. Like I said, it's double pixel perfect. So it's the bomb placement and then subsequently Link's placement that allows it to work.
Although that is vertical pixel perfect, the horizontal is very forgiving there.
Horizontal is forgiving, yes. It's double pixel perfect vertically. Yep.
And Elminster gets it on the second try, so he's picked up his hammer.
Well, let's see how it goes for old Mchan here. And then Eriphram behind him. Elminster having a two chances at us. If Eriphram can get it clean, he's going to pick up a little bit of time.
Agreed.
All right, here we go for MC. We're lining up.
Mchan just about to pick up his hammer. So would that make him MC Hammer then?
You know what, it would. And you know what? Actually, when you pick up the hammer, right, it does say MC in the text box. Check it out. It's the Mchan hammer.
Hammer time.
It looks like both Mchan and Eriphram having pretty decent hammer yells. Here we go for Beheld. You got this, Beheld. Let's go.
I know for myself, I still can't get the hammer jump. So, Elminster approaching the turtle room. Do you think we'll see a sign of that random lonely turtle that randomly appears?
Yeah, it's very possible. So what happens is, if the turtle gets stuck on the pegs, he'll join you in the warp room. It's rare, but occasionally it does happen. Elminster is the first one of the turtle party room. Let's see if you can get some perf turrets up in here. Yeah, he's going for the middle. That's cleans it up very nicely though.
Agreed. Now,
Eriphram with 25 arrows heading downstairs. Oh my goodness. That man is all set.
Agreed. I know, there are runners that will pick up the arrows just to be on the safe side.
Alright, Elminster first to fight Helma. It's going to take 17 shots with the hammer to destroy the mask, and then either 8 sword slashes or 4 hammer hits, or 4 spins to defeat the beast.
Or some combination thereof.
Or some combination thereof, yes.
Or, 8 arch with the bow, but that's the slowest of the options.
Looks like things are getting a little hair on Elminster's side, but he cleans up the beast very nicely. Alright, Eriphram. Into the turbo room. No perf turrets yet.
But at least he's not taking a lot of damage, which will help him. While on Mchan's side, he is getting a little bit of bad RNG on the Helma fight, so that is allowing Beheld to make up a bit of time. And with Eriphram and Beheld just starting their Helma fight.
Eriphram getting a fireball right to the face here. Very nice. See, backed him up against the wall. The last thing you want to see when Helma backs up against the wall is from to spit fireballs. That makes things very hairy, but no deaths to Helma for any runner here, so that's what I like to see. Let's keep it going.
Agreed. They will all 3 of our remaining runners picking up the crystal that contains the first maiden, and they will have her basically explain some of the Dark World mechanics, and then they're off to Thieves Town. Well, I'm wrong. They're first off to pick up a shovel, a ocarina, and then the Thieves Town.
Elminster hammering down each of those pegs individually across the bridge.
I think that was maybe because one of the enemies was close to him and he didn't want to try risking the item dash.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
As I know, one runner in this tournament is actually using a 1.1 Japanese cart, so the item dash is not an option for them.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. However, they still get the torch glitch. Fun fact, that's actually still in the US version too. And Elminster the first to pick up his ocarina. And now he's off to Thieves Town. Speaking of which, what will Usain Bolt's, RNG be today? The fastest guard in Hyrule.
Usain Bolt. It looks like he gave Elminster a little bit of trouble there. But there's a little it's a little white flower on the second area there. If you walk over that flower, he will not touch you. Looks like Elminster opting not to get powder here. Eriphram getting accosted by Usain Bolt as well. Eriphram opted to go for the bottom of the net, seems. So I'd say there's a fairly good chance he'll be getting powder as well.
Sorry about that. Had to step away for a minute.
No problem.
And Eriphram opting to pick up the net and bottle and stopping by to say hi to the sick kid and wishing him, a speedy recovery.
Very nice key dash by Elminster there. That's one of the tougher ones.
Agreed. But coming up is the very first Hellway. Will we see the God Pixel?
Elminster is on the God Pixel. There it is.
Sweet.
Very nicely done.
I know quite a few runners have tried to come up with options to make that, a lot easier. And Eriphram choosing to turn in his mushroom now. And he'll be going back to pick up the best item in the game for runners, the powder.
Powder allowing you to turn anti-fairies into fairies, making the game very, very, very safe. Very, very good safety item to get. And
don't forget the bunny beams as well.
Yep, bunny beams as well. And the bottle in the net, he can also catch one in the net and store it in the bottle in case he runs out of hearts. The fairy will be there to pick him up off the ground and give him another chance.
This is a lot faster than a death.
Back into Thieves Town here. Elminster is down in the prison, dashing through, going to get the girl. She's like, bring me outside! But, Elminster's gonna have none of that. He's gonna bring her to the room with the light.
And Elminster, needs to be careful. He's at 4 hearts going into his blind fight. But he picks up his Titan's Mitts, replacing his Power Glove. Because as we all know, the Power Glove really is not a good, controller.
So bad. So you're probably asking yourself, hey D-Rock, isn't the blind fight like something right out of Toho? And I would say to you, yes. But I would also say to you subsequently that the fight is scripted. And as long as you do a certain sequence of pokes and dashes and being in the right place at the right time, you will have no problem with this fight ever again.
And even then, if you can't get the correct, pokes and slashes, you will at least know where all the heads will be, so you can make it a lot easier.
Oh no, Elminster is... Oh
no! Oh my god. He's going to have to deal with an unscripted blind fight.
Now, the refight on blind is hard. It's not easy, it's not fun.
Well, it is still possible to go rescue the maiden again and reset the scripted fight, but who wants to take the time to do that?
Elminster is getting some hearts for safety here.
And Mchan is the first to have blind down and pick up his second crystal.
Hopefully the refight goes better than the initial here. Come on, Elminster, you got this. Now, the fireballs do 1, the heads do 2, the lasers also do 2. So, it's getting a little hairy here. But important thing to note on blind is that only every 4th fireball fired by the heads actually tracks you. Oh, and we get him down with 1 heart. Very nicely done on the refight. That refight is not easy.
I know that from experience.
Beheld with a very, very nice job on blind. Finishing him to the left of the light there. Very, very, very good.
And it looks like all 4 of our runners will have a sub 50-minute going into the 3rd crystal dungeon of the game, Skull Woods. And one of the worst bosses in the game as well, Mothula.
We'll cover that boss when we get a little closer, but Mothula has its own set of ups and downs, as they say.
Not just that, but you can't even use the best sword in the game on him.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't know that until the other day, and somebody did mention that. I'm like, really? You can't use the butter sword on Mothula? I didn't know that.
Nope. You can thank the randomizer community for finding that out, because they apparently, when the game treats the damage class from the butter sword as spike damage, and Mothula being in a room of spikes, well, you can't deal damage that's equal to a spike.
Nope.
And Mchan being the first to pick up his tempered sword. So we'll see him, spend the 10 rupees, get the highest sword in the game. Most of our runners will be picking up. And by most, I mean, almost every runner in the tournament.
Nicely done, Eriphram. Clean up the fight nicely.
Agreed. And opting
that's
to get the free frame by charging your sword.
Yeah, that's true, Shady Force. That was the other thing that I found out, too, is if you do wind up actually... Because you could play through the game casually and conceivably get to Mothula with the butter sword. And then not be able to kill it. But, yeah, you can poke him with it. I did find that out as well.
Yeah, I mean, if it was faster, and I can speak from experience, if you could, just throw the Master Sword into the Fat Fairy and get the Butter Sword. I know a lot of runners would do that, but the game won't let you.
You imagine you can just throw the Master Sword in twice and then get tempered and then butter. But, games. Coding.
I know.
Mchan up in the mummy room. Very nicely done, Mchan.
This room does give a few runners, some problems. But then again, Mchan is used to playing this game. As I think he also runs the Link to the Past GBA version?
Believe so, yeah.
I think he's even got a few world records in that as well, so he is very familiar with this game.
Mchan getting the 3rd of our 4. There.
Eriphram picking up his tempered sword.
I cheat golf, dropping a good nugget of wisdom there. He's correct. You only need to defeat Ice Palace and Misery Mire to be able to buy the Super Bomb to get into the Fairy Fountain that gives you Butter Sword and Silvers. So yes, very good nugget of wisdom there.
Though I've always wondered why it's just crystals 5 and 6. You know, is it something special about the maidens, or what is it?
Coding.
Hey.
Mchan going for the Joe hallway, but it looks like he decided to kill everything while he was at it, which is a good strat because you know you don't want to really get bounced around with the Gibdos because you know they hurt and ow.
Not just that, but you're going into a room full of spikes with a giant moth-like creature and no Godzilla to help clean it up.
Almost getting trolled by the firebar at the entrance there. That was unfortunate. Right, Mchan first in the Motheel fight. So basically, you want to slash the bug away from spikes, and Mchan getting it done. It looked like a pretty nice fight.
Yes, it was, and he'll be off to Ice Palace after making a stop to see a giant fish about some finger webs.
Finger webs? I thought they went on your feet.
Nope, finger webs. And Elminster being the second person into the Motheel fight. Let's hope he is a little careful. He is really low on hearts, and those spikes do 1 heart of damage. Oh my god!
He's gonna take a death. No.
Elminster takes his second death of the run, though at least unlike a lot of possible deaths in this run, this is one of the most forgiving of them in the Dark World. And Beheld in his small fight, let's see, having a little bit of troll from him, and oh no! Beheld takes a death as well!
Eriphram has caught up quite a bit here.
Agreed. While Mchan is on his way to pick up his Quake and his Flippers.
Very nice refight, Elminster. Takes down the bug.
Agreed.
Meanwhile, that death by Beheld is going to put Mchan ahead by quite a bit more here. Mchan is ahead by about 2 minutes, I'd say, give or take.
Just hope that Mchan does not have the most costly death in the game.
Agreed.
And nice Motheel fight from Beheld. He gets his, giant flying moth down and picks up the third Maiden's Crystal. And while we have a minute, D-Rock, I think we should also encourage everybody to follow our runners, Eriphram, ElminsterRTA, Mchan, and Beheld. If you are enjoying this race and enjoying the show that they are putting on for us, please do leave them a, please do go and follow them on Twitch.
They're all fantastic people, fantastic runners. You'll have a very great deal of fun watching their streams. No doubt in my mind.
Agreed. Elminster opting to pick up for right now.
Yeah, it looks like Elminster is going to get Ether very early here.
Well, from what I've heard, essentially this part of the run is more personal preference for a lot of runners. Some opt for Ether now, some opt for it later, some opt for it just before Misery Mire.
That's the great thing about this run is it really just boils down to your preference of when you want to pick stuff up. Like, you have to come up here and do that anyway, so whether you do it now or you do it right before Misery Mire, you do it after Swamp, whatever. He decides to do it after Skull Woods. It's all good.
Agreed. Now, you technically can skip the flippers for Ice Palace, but none of our runners are choosing to do that. And that's basically just because who would fake flipper to Ice Palace?
Now, it's really going to look like Eriphram caught up to Elminster here, but I remember, Elminster has the Ether Medallion, so...
Agreed. And while those two are both on their way to Quake, Beheld gets to pick up his Quake right now, and Mchan is approaching the Stoppler's room, which is 2 rooms away from the bomb jump. The most time save in the game.
Yeah, this bomb jump allows you to skip basically the entire dungeon. It's quite the time save. So what you're going to see is you're going to see Mchan put the red blocks up in the next room, and then he's going to put a bomb down, and he's going to put a bomb down, and then he's going to stand on the right pixel, the correct pixel, not the right pixel, the correct pixel. And he going to go flying across that gap.
And I don't know about you, D-Rock, but there is a whole, spreadsheet of different ways to line up that bomb jump and different visual cues. I know I go by the top of Link's hat. Which do you prefer to use?
I go by the top of Link's hat too, Magius. It's a very good cue.
Agreed. I know a few do go by the shadow, do go by where Link's sword is in relativity to the bomb, but, it seems like one of the hardest tricks in the game, but it is the easiest bomb jump to learn in the game, and it saves so much time.
Mchan is having a nice Ice Palace here.
Agreed. And now all 4 of our runners have their finger webs, and Mchan is just about to face the giant frozen ball of cotton candy, you think, or the ice cream?
Yo, let's get some cold stare up in this. Let's see how Mchan handles it. I'm guessing Mchan's going to go for 6 here, and I would be correct. Oh no, the puffs get out. Mchan can only gain 1 more hit by the puff or an ice block. He's in a fight for his life here, folks, as it's a 3-on-1 battle. Now it's a 1-on-1 battle. Mchan down to his last hit. The eyeball down to his last... Oh! The eyeball!
Mchan, I'm sorry.
Mchan, I'm sorry, man.
I'm sorry for the commentator's curse.
Now Beheld has taken the lead.
And Mchan's out of magic.
Yep, he's gonna have to go outside, and you cannot boomerang these guys. You have to kill them with the bush. If you boomerang them, you will not get a magic drop. You'll probably get a 1 rupee.
I think, if I recall correctly, the play is to ghost Earth to Swamp if you can't get the magic drop.
The play is to go to Swamp, yeah. That's not a bad idea, because you don't use any magic there. Unless you do the Fire Rod Quick Kill on Phase 2 Argus. That's another argument.
Agreed. Agreed.
Looks like Mchan's going to get Ether, actually.
More than likely going to collect Ether and then maybe head to Swamp.
Elminster's coming up to the IPVJ.
And Beheld as well. And Beheld gets it very cleanly too. And Elminster placing the bomb, lining up his sword, lining up his hat, pulling out the hammer, and he gets it as well.
Nice stealth from Eriphram. Nice bomb jump from Elminster. Eriphram up to the bomb jump, drops the bomb using the Lynx hat, and he's across the map.
And it looks like Mchan is also opting to pick up the ice rod.
Hey, why not get out of the way now? Yeah.
Agreed.
Agreed.
So where will Mchan go after this? Back to ice or to swamp?
I'm gonna say swamp, but I mean I don't know unless he's got the thing. Oh, looks like he's gonna go to swamp. Yeah, he's going to swamp.
And while Mchan is on his way to swamp, Beheld has reached the giant, block of ice cream. Goes up at the top of the box.
Oh, Mr.
Scooping out something.
He trapped two of them, so I mean that's
2 scoops.
Nicely done there for him. I mean, Elminster.
And 3 scoops of ice cream for Beheld. So now with Elminster and Beheld have picked up their 4th crystal, which will help them, very much.
Eriphram noticed he didn't have enough magic, and he wisely went to the right, and he did pick up another magic drop. So if you don't get half magic in this run, you need to have full magic for this fight. Otherwise, you don't get 8 fire rod shots that you need to break the ice cage here. So,
or you have to have full hearts.
Very wisely done.
Or you have to be at full health so you can use the sword beam strats.
You can use bombos too, but the NMG speedrun does not require picking up bombos. So we don't get it.
I know, I'm a fan.
Oh, Eriphram taking a death to cold stare. That's very unfortunate.
I think he's got a fairy.
Sorry, he's got a fairy. Yeah, he's got a fairy.
Though, the one thing about the fire rod strat, the sword beam strats, is you basically have to hit a fire rod shot and almost immediately follow it up with a sword beam, and it will count as a fire rod hit, so you can get to phase 2 with still half your magic power. And nice clean kill by Eriphram on cold stare.
Agreed. Well, Elminster be giving us a bird toss. Oh, so he's doing Meyer now. Interesting. No bird toss.
That makes me wonder. Is he going to Fat Fairy?
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
That's the route for Fat Fairy and Butter.
Yeah.
Is he going for it?
He very well could be.
Very nice. Very nice. Was that a 1 cycle for the first roof Meyer?
Yeah, that was a solid Meyer too. There, that was textbook. Beheld is through Ice Palace and on his way to Swamp, so he is 1 full crystal ahead of Mchan at the moment.
Mchan getting lucky with the worst death in the game for any runner of Cold Stare.
Eriphram going for the safe jaunt up Death Mountain as well, so he's going to go get Ether and possibly Ice Rod before Swamp, which is a very viable strat to the fact that you would rather absolutely head to Meyer with full hearts versus Swamp, which is designated in a vanilla playthrough as the second dungeon, is very much safer in the sense of damage than Meyer would be. So,
agreed. Though it has no anti-fairies, surprisingly.
Correct, yeah. He definitely does not have any anti-fairies.
I mean, I guess technically you could powder the anti-fairy in the dam if you absolutely needed it.
Yeah, but in the dungeon itself, there's nothing.
Agreed.
Agreed.
So now Mchan just about to pick up his hook shot. The boing 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 that is written in all caps in the US. The developers really loved that sound it makes.
Agreed.
And it also is one of the best tools in Link's arsenal for the fact that it gives you iframes.
Yeah, well, the hook shot's out, you don't take damage. So that's one nice caveat about having the hook shot. So you'll see that utilized on the Ganon fight mostly, but you may see it in Turtle Rock in the firebar room with the moving platform. You may see it there to avoid 100 damage.
And it looks like Mchan's just about to his Argus fight. Do you think we'll see the ones? Do you think we'll see the zero cycle strats?
Very well could be. Mchan is... Will Mchan, the master of all things MC, treat us to a hook dash in a zero cycle Argus? Tune in on the next episode.
Of A Link to the Past.
So to answer your question, no, he's going to slash them.
Elminster in the basement of Meyer, just about to get to his Vidi fight. And Mchan getting unlucky with the RNG from Argus, slashing that last puff just before a cycle of Argus releasing all the puffs, so it has to sit through that animation. Elminster entering his Argus fight. The giant eyeball with a lot of eye goo.
So the best strategy for the Amphitryon fight is generally referred to as the WQ strat, which involves taking a hit of damage outside of the goo, walking into the goo, and releasing a spin to kill the eyeballs fast. It looks like Elminster had a reasonably clean Vidi fight here, but it is possible to get zero lightning attacks out of the big eye.
And it's also one of those things that's not really that hard to do.
Yeah, like anything else, take some practice, work at it, you'll be good.
Agreed.
So Mchan is through Swamp. He is presumably going back to Ice. Yeah, here we go. He's on his way back.
Agreed. Now that he's got a full bar of magic, his Swamp Crystal, and an extra heart, he's gunning for Cold Stare.
Agreed. See, alright, so the Cold Stare fight is probably the worst death to take. Aside from Vidi. Vidi's pretty bad. I think Cold Stare is worse, because at least when you die to Vidi, you sort of have a shortcut to get back to the boss. Whereas if you die to Cold Stare, you're going through the entire dungeon again, from start to finish. You gotta do the bomb jump again. You gotta see, it's a mess.
Agreed. Agreed. I think every runner that takes a death to Cold Stare has to take a minute, step back, slap the face, basically get a grip, get untilted, and then, take the fight again.
Agreed. Beheld is taking the fight to Argus in his house. And it looks like he is going to the second phase.
He manages to, avoid the actual, extra seconds to Argus, releasing the non-existent puff balls. And Mchan getting a beautiful bomb jump.
Mchan utilizing the hook shot that he got from Swamp Palace to make quick work of that room. Now, fun fact, the hookshot can actually kill these penguins in one shot, and you just saw it out of Mchan right there.
I've heard runners, you know, not remember exactly, you know, how useful the hookshot is in that room until they, you know, took a death to cold stare and had to come back with it.
It's interesting, the little route divergence here by Elminster, because right now, so if he's going to get gold sword and silvers, he's going to do it after swamp, I would think, because he can just dash up one. He would dash up one screen and he'd be there.
I can cover the route because I take it. He'll dash up one screen, pay the 100 rupees to get the big bomb, then drop down the back of Link's house and mirror exactly when the bomb hits 0, because it will respawn the bomb, you know, with Link in the light world, and then he'll dash up to use the portal, the Hyrule Castle gate portal, and then immediately be at the pyramid to go drop that off.
Agreed. Mchan's cold stare refight went very cleanly. Very nice 6-slash out of Mchan, and he's holding the crystal high, victorious in his rematch with the Puffball. Beheld, meanwhile, is opening Mire. Mchan is going to have to... He went and got Ether, actually. He got all that stuff. I think he's heading to Mire right now. But, alright, Eriphram over on the top left here is heading to the second phase of the Argus fight. Looks like he's got this fight pretty well in the bag. And see ya.
So Mchan will be entering Mire momentarily, which is interesting on that one, as he has caught up, you know, a chunk of time from that death to cold stare.
I know he got Ether. I don't know if he got Ice Rod. Oh no, he has both. Should be on his way to Mire. He did Swamp.
Picked up the stuff, you know, before he went to Swamp.
Mchan made up a lot of time.
Agreed. And Elminster just about to pick up his hookshot.
Boing.
Boing. And Beheld just about to trigger the longest cutscene in the game. At least to runners, it feels like the longest cutscene in the game.
Yeah, as far as I know, Swamp is the longest. Paw is the second longest. And I don't know the rankings on the rest. I know those two.
You're right about that. Though the one cutscene that we all, you know, just hate to stand there for has got to be Mire.
See, we get a bird toss out of him. I can't imagine he's going to do bird toss, but we might be treated to a little bit of foul play here, folks. Nope. Sorry,
no,
I tried.
I've seen someone literally pick up the bird and walk into the dungeon with it, though. And 3 out of our 4 runners are in Mire, while Elminster is just about to enter his Argus fight. Do you think we will see the Zero Cycle from him?
I have to wait and see, my friend.
Agreed.
And to answer your question, though, we got a slash strats, which is, you know, it's good.
It's always useful.
I'm so inconsistent at Zero Cycle. It's not easy. It's not an easy strat to do. So basically, the strat that Medius is referring to involves dashing into the boss room. Meanwhile, when during the screen transition, you want to hold the sword button, and then as soon as you get in there, you want to hit a hook dash. So right now, you're already holding B, and then you have to hit Y and A at the same time. And if you do all that correctly, you'll pull the puffs off, and they'll die instantly. because you'll be holding the sword out and it'll take the sword damage.
And it won't reset the sword. Which means you can just keep hooking away.
It will reset the sword if you're not fast enough with the hook. You have
You're right.
You have to know the rhythm with the hook. You have to. If you're too slow, then you lose it. And then at that point, you're in a glitch state. You can't slash your sword, so you have to dash. You have to do like a quick little A tap to be able to slash your sword again. It's if it doesn't work out, it's kind of a mess. But if it does, it's super fast and swaggy.
And mostly, you will see our runners, even if they miss it slightly, they will usually hope to actually get rid of a lot of the puffs so they can, at worst, get the... Oh, he's going for it! Elminster's going for butter!
Elminster's going for butter. I don't believe Eriphram is, and this could catch him up a little bit.
Yes and no. Elminster is taking a 80-second time loss if he gets both butter and silvers. 65 to 70 if he goes for just silvers. But that time is made up tenfold due to the Ganon fight.
Agreed. Yeah, I wasn't sure of the time loss on it too because honestly, I've never done it.
I usually don't, though I have found recently when I kept having problems with Trinex and my silverless Ganon fight to just bite the bullet and just get it, so I could get a clean, endgame fight. Because losing PBs to that, just, it's heartbreaking.
Agreed. Alright, on to T-Rock for Elminster. Silver is and Butter Sword in tow. The silver arrows are also... Oh, looks like he's gonna get the ice rod still. Silver arrows are also going to be a boon on the ice armors fight, because instead of 3 arrows apiece, it'll now be 1. Which
Not
means
just that, but 3 hits to Trinex per neck.
True, yeah.
And the possible true 0 cycle for him.
Mchan's going to be on his way to T-Rock as well, mirroring out, heading to Death Mountain. Eriphram, meanwhile, in the Vidi fight, looking very solid in this fight. 1 cycle lightning.
D-Rock,
8 arrows to the retina.
D-Rock, you mean Mchan and Beheld are on their way to D-Rock?
They could be. D-Rock Mountain. An all good friend of mine, LL Temple, has his T-Rock split as T-Rock 91384, so much props and shout out to my boy Temple.
So Eriphram picking up his 6th crystal, and then he will also be off to D-Rock.
Almost all 4 of our runners are going to be in D-Rock at the same time, man. That's lewd, actually.
Oh my god. You heard it first here. I didn't make that pun. And looks like Beheld has, is the first one to rock, followed by Mchan, followed by...
It looks like Beheld is bouncing back and forth on the platform here. In his incoherent essay says Dirtle Rock. I like that.
Or Fraggle.
Yeah, but my name's a D, not an F. I'm not F Rock.
Agreed. Agreed. Now you will see all of our runners switch to the hook shot in this room, because the developers didn't really intend you to do this, but if you hook shot one of those torches, you will immediately fall off the platform, and then be dropped back at the entrance to the door, which makes this so much faster.
Agreed. Safer, too.
And Eriphram entering D-Rock momentarily.
Lewd. Yeah, Elminster in everybody's favorite room, the Chomps room, and very nicely handled by the pairman here. Mchan through unscathed. Beheld is having a little bit of trouble, but
they changed out to being a little trolly, but he's through as well.
Eriphram up on the platforms, lighting torches, hook shotting to the lamps, and falling in the hole. Very nice. Yeah, Wesker. It seems only Elminster wanted the extra safeties of gold and silvers, whereas the other runners opted not to get them.
Well, not just that, but it's also, I think Elminster is showing Eriphram a lot of respect by believing that it's going to come down to Ganon for their fight.
Beheld taking a death at Turtle Rock, and that's a very costly place to lose your hearts.
Agreed. As I said, I think Elminster is, tipping his cap to Eriphram's play with, snagging silvers to help with that Ganon fight.
Yeah, for sure. The middle RNG there, so Eriphram had to go in the middle of the Chomps. That's the hardest RNG to deal with, and he's through, he's not dead, but he walked down those stairs way too late. See, if you're coming down those stairs in that room there, you need to go directly to the stairs. If you do that, the anti-fairy won't hit you, but he's gonna powder it anyway. Eriphram opted to get the 5 arrow drop there. He's set on arrows at this point. 21's a good number to have because you're going to be fighting the Armoses again, so you want at least 18, preferably more.
Elminster has to be careful with his arrows, though. He needs exactly 4 arrows, if not more, by the time he gets to Aghanim 2.
Yeah, he's got plenty of pickups to go, though. He's got a 10 arrow chest after Ice Armor, so he'll be fine.
Don't forget the 10 arrow chest before Ice Armors 2.
Alright, laser skip. Let's see it, Elminster. Very nice. Very nicely executed, sir. Mchan
I
getting
still
thrown
have
as
problems
well.
with that myself, but
Getting knocked into the hole is Mchan. Getting knocked into the hole by the mini Helma.
now you are most likely going to see a quick kill of Trinex on Elminster's side, but will he go, to the back or the front of Trinex?
The front. 3 slashes down, and 3 slashes and down. Oh, it was like that was stated earlier too. Like there are some runners that kept silvers and Buttersword well into the 130s, and I'm guessing Elminster was one of those runners. It's,
I've heard a rumor that I think someone even brought it down to a 129 at one point.
I'm guessing that may have been Joe DeBillio. Just throwing a guess out there, though. I think it was Joe, though. Looks like Mchan had a pretty solid fight as well. Elminster and Mchan have downed the three-headed beast at Turtle Rock and will be on their way to getting this tower. Meanwhile, Eriphram getting his key out of the chest, laser skip on his way to the boss. Same for Beheld.
They've both found Zelda.
It's what I frequently say when I get here. It's like, yeah, I know, defeat Ganon. Mainly because I'm trying to stay in the green splits and I'm not trying to go red. I want a PB.
Hey, I know I personally have been, you know, whenever I get Zelda even in Escape, I'm like, yeah, Zelda, get you to the Sanctuary, yada, yada, yada. Because I know Link's thinking,
Backdoor
you
stress
killed my uncle.
Backdoor stress Eriphram here. Backdoor stress on Beheld. Let's heckin' go. Oh no! That is one of the worst places.
He's got a fairy.
I gotta stop. I gotta get used to that.
He took powder and the Night and Bottle, which is still good.
Eriphram is gonna run out of magic here. That's unfortunate. He's not gonna have enough magic to defeat the. Like I said, I don't know if he knows it yet. He takes another death, but he was out of magic anyway.
Ouch.
Very unfortunate place. Elminster is off and running to the... Well, Eriphram is back to the start of T-Rock. Very unfortunate way.
Oh, Behold will be the third of our runners leaving D-Rock.
Barring anything catastrophic in Elminster, happening to Elminster and G-Town, this is indeed his race to lose at this point. Meanwhile, Mchan and Beheld are still pretty close, and anything can still swing the other way. So, G Tower is a very, very fun dungeon. It's basically a culmination of all the tech and all the enemies and stuff like that that you've done throughout the entire game up to this point, all thrown together in one dungeon. It's daunting, but it's fun. When you do it right, it's so fun. It's fun to do, and it's fun to watch.
Really? Ganon's Tower is fun?
I love G Tower. Mainly because one of the people that helped me learn the run says G Tower is the truth, and he ain't lying.
And Elminster, just about to his Armor's Night. Shoutouts to the rando community for actually naming that anti-fairy. And very nice, very quick Armor's 2 fight for Elminster. Wow, Mchan is working
Silver
on
arrows make that fight pretty trivial.
his Armor's 2 as well.
Mchan getting the red guard, but handles it well, pins him to the wall, and gonna pick up the arrow chest and on his way to the top of the tower. Meanwhile, Beheld is first couple screens here, making his way to Ice Islands. Very nicely handled mimics there by Elminster. Silver arrows again making G Tower very much safer. I think Elminster's decision to get the Butter Sword and Silvers made his run here periodically more easier.
Agreed. And he also gets a very good GBZ fight. Sorry, GBZ room. And looks like Elminster is having a very good gauntlet fight. While on Eriphram's side, he has gotten to phase 2 of Trinex. And Trinex is down. So he'll be seeing his princess real soon. I guess this time she's not in another castle. And very nice clean kill on Elminster's side during the land mole 2.
The one cycle, Beheld is going to get red mail. I'm taking that extra bit of safety for Ganon.
Agreed. I know some runners that swear by it. Rock in the eggplant hat. Now, Elminster does have to be careful in this next room coming up, as there is the potential chance for him to despawn all the sprites in Ganon's tower. And good, he avoids that.
Mchan opted to pick up those hearts there. It looks like a little low on hearts here, especially going into the Ganon fight, because Ganon can kill you pretty quick, and definitely want as many hearts as you can get.
Ganon can troll, Ganon can kill, and a hug from Ganon deals 8 hearts of damage. He really does love you. So much that he takes 8 of your hearts away. So D-Rock, you think Eriphram still has a chance to PB this run?
Oh yeah.
And Elminster into his Aga 2 fight.
Elminster trying to play angles and algebra here.
Basically trying to play billiards with Aghanim.
Looks like he's handling pretty good here. Ooh, that's a nice double hit.
2 doubles, I think. This would be the final hit. Yep. Aga 2 down.
The Aghanim 2 is down.
Who knew Aghanim was Ganon all along?
I mean, I did, but, I didn't want to spoil anything.
Agreed. And Mchan on his Aga 2 fight gets a nice double to start the fight with.
Alright, Elminster dropping in again as Pit Hero. Let's see how he handles things. He's got plenty of arrows, he's got the butter sword. He should be making quick work again in here.
He's guaranteed the 1-and-1. 1 cycle for phase 1, 1 cycle for phase 2, and Mchan is also on his way to Ganon. Elminster into phase 3.
Mchan dropping in, rolling into the Ganon fight. Eriphram on his way upstairs. So we got 2 runners still in G Tower and 2 runners facing Ganon. Mchan not able to get the 1-and-1 there. Looks like he's gonna have to settle for a 2-and-1 possibly. He can pull it off, and nice hook
Elminster missing the torch glitch, but it's just a moot point right now. As having silvers,
it's not that big of a deal.
I know, but
and down goes Ganon.
And let's get those GGs in chat for ElminsterRTA, who wins over Eriphram with a Speed Racing TV official time of. Wait, you got the race channel open, D-Rock?
I have to refresh it.
If you're in there,
GG to ElminsterRTA, the winner over Eriphram.
Do you want to ask him in for an interview?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Beheld opting to use the ether strats on those Helmosaurs.
All right, Elminster's official time is 1:34:36.
And Beheld in his I Get You fight. Ooh, Beheld gets a triple.
The Mchan putting the finishing touches on his Ganon fight.
And I get you down for Beheld. Mchan has to be careful not to fall.
Very nice.
And Ganon down for Mchan.
Ganon down. Mchan is going to take the race against Beheld. Mchan's official time is 1:36:18. What's up, Mchan? Nice job on the win, man.
Yeah, GG.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, you hear you.
Oh, man. How close was it?
Beheld is fighting Ganon currently. He's on the third phase. Sorry, second phase.
Okay. Okay. That cold stare death really made me worried.
Yeah, that was a tough one to watch, man. And you did the right thing by not letting it get to you. You pushed on to the next dungeon. You cleaned up a few of your items, your overworld items, and you just kept the run going. And you wound up winning. Very nicely done, sir.
Yeah. When I died, I know what went wrong on cold stare. I don't know. For some reason, one of my fire rod shots got dropped, and then something went out, and then after I broke his ice, something went wrong. That I don't know what happened, and so like the fight itself just went out of hand, and the clouds just went everywhere. I saw like 2 explosions when the 2 clouds were grouped up on the top left, and I thought that both of them were dead on the top there. So then when I defeated the one that was on the bottom right, or that was on the bottom left, I thought the fight was over. But then I saw like the last cloud just floating up on the top right.
Oh no!
Y'all just took a death.
Beheld just took a death.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Man.
Start the fight over. Drop it back in.
So yeah, and so then at that point, I knew that Beheld was probably ahead of me at that point, so I needed to find some way to make up time.
The race went back and forth, Mchan, and he died a couple times himself. And it was you guys were like in the beginning of the race light world. You guys were like frame for frame. It was crazy. It was good.
Yes,
go back and watch
really
it.
Was.
Wow.
Yeah. You guys had a really good race. Really,
like
really
up through
seriously.
land mold, up through desert. You guys really were frame for frame, exact same room, exact same strats. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Wow, I'm gonna have to look back at this later. Cause I knew like my light world was really bad. Like I somehow like fell right after getting the moon pearl, and then the 5 or 4 blue balls, or however many, that did set my my light world time a bit farther apart from where I wanted, and then I was having a good dark world, aside from, of course, cold stare. I think that was probably the worst that went wrong in my dark world segment. So other than that, yeah, it was really good on my part.
Beheld with a nice torch glitch here. Back into phase 4. Eriphram, meanwhile, is starting the fight out.
Yep, took the words right out of my mouth, man.
Agreed.
Eriphram getting the dash strats. That is really hard to do.
Not enough for a 1-in-1 though. He's gonna have a 2 cycle. Phase 3. Sorry, phase 2. I always call that phase 3. That's phase 2.
It feels like it should be phase 3.
It really does. Yeah, we're in phase 3 now. GG Beheld. Pig goes down. And Beheld has finished his race.
Nice, well done, Beheld. I was looking forward to this race for a while because Beheld and I raced a couple times before in the past, and then now we're finally racing in a tournament, and so I'm glad I got this. I'm glad I got to race with him again.
Yeah, it was a close one, Mchan. Like I said, when you go back and watch it, I think you'd be surprised. You guys were step for step for a long while.
Yeah, that's something to look forward to when I start rewatching.
GG Beheld. Nicely done. If you want, if you're watching Beheld, if you want to jump in. Oh, there he goes. So we got a 1:40.55 official time for Beheld.
How was the run for the other two runners?
Elminster finished with a time of 1:34.35, and Eriphram currently is fighting Gannon.
And he's just barely going to miss out on a PB.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, his PB is a 1:41.
Wow, that close. That's actually like being really close during in a marathon setting like this is really good. It just shows like how consistent you can be.
Hey, what's going on, everyone?
Oh, hey, Beheld.
Hey, Beheld.
GG Beheld.
Not
Sorry,
too bad. Good game.
had
Good game, Mchan.
Yeah, you had me run. You were on my tail there when I died to cold stare.
Oh man, it was a rough run. It was like a really rough run for me.
Yeah, it was really rough on my part too. I'm not proud of this run.
GG Eriphram. Eriphram finishing up with the official time of 1:42.21. GG to Eriphram. Very nicely done by all of our runners here.
Very
Agreed.
nice.
Agreed. I think the thing that swung Elminster's victory was the fact of he got butter and silvers.
Really? Wow.
Yo, good job, Eriphram.
We're joined now by
Eriphram.
We're joined now by Eriphram.
Hearing some echoes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's on you, Eriphram. I know it is.
Yeah.
One moment.
Really? Wow.
Yo, good job, Eriphram.
That any better?
Joined now by yeah,
Yeah,
much
that's better.
I can still hear something on my end, but
Welcome in, Eriphram. Very nicely done on the race.
I'll be honest, I'm bummed.
yeah, we
Yeah.
can see that.
A Link to the Past, man. Also, I like how in my
Again,
credits it
RNG.
says that I died on Swamp Palace when I really died on Cold Stare.
Wow.
So let me open up the schedule here.
Do you know we've got a lot of good races coming up for the rest of the evening?
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
stay
for
right
sure.
here. Stay right here. We have Conster786 versus Josh right up next, right at 8 o'clock on here. And also on Speed Gaming 1, we have a race that started at 7, ongoing till 9, between Trogdor and Ivan, Cosmo and Wolfie, another quad, just like this one.
Though we even have a few that are starting at 12:01 a.m. You know, coming up this morning.
Midnight races.
Well, there's also
Yeah,
one at 11, and
later
that
on
one's
at
gonna be
11.
really interesting.
Later on at Speed Gaming 3 at 11, we have Blunt Bunny versus Cross Product. It's coming up.
Two pillars of the community. Blunt Bunny for all of his glitch tutorials, and Cross Product for the most famous randomizer tracker.
Yep, should be a good one.
Agreed. I never thought I would see those two ever race in Link to the Past. I've never seen Cross Product run NMG, and I've never seen Blunt run randomizer.
Yeah. Blunt's not a random runner, I don't think.
Yeah, that's not a rando race. That's this tournament.
I know. I'm saying I never thought I would see them race each other in a Link to the Past in any form.
Agreed.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for the commentary and stuff. Good game, Mchan. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Y'all,
we should race Hundo again sometime.
Oh yeah, dude. I'd like to do a Hundo run right now, actually, but
There's your salty run back race for the pair of you. There's your salty run back race.
it's all good. But anyways, thanks, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Thank you, Beheld. Have a good one now.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks for the races, you guys. Eriphram, what would you say what was the biggest thing that went wrong here? Said you were bummed, so...
Oh, I had a nice solid run up until Trinex for my side, and then I ran out of magic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And no safety
happened on
door.
Monday, man.
I think we've all ran out of magic on Trinex.
It almost happened to me again this time.
I had that happen to me back when I was still learning the game. I had that happen to me. I was like, I remember I was on a good pace too, and it was crushing.
I've had that happen where I've gotten to Trinex, realized I didn't have the ice rod, went back to get it, got back to Trinex, and ran out of magic on Trinex.
Yeah, Trinex is really mean when it comes to managing magic.
He's mean and he's green, but his name's not Joe Green.
All right, well, I think that's just gonna about do it for us here from Hyrule. But if you all stay tuned to this channel, we're gonna have another race and another set of broadcasters coming to you live from the Kingdom of Hyrule to bring you these Zelda races. Up next, again, we have Conster786 versus Josh RTA. And on commentary, we have Fricker22 and Metatron. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And with that, my name is DRock91384.
My name's Magus Run. And
We
please
hope
remember
you
to follow our runners. ElminsterRTA, Eriphram, Mchan338, and Beheld.
Beheld 1.
Anyway, I guess we'll pass the torch on to our next set of commentators and our next race.
Yep. Thank you folks for watching. Be sure to tune in next time. And have a great night.